Last day of July, collective last day. Tomorrow's August 1st. August 1st. This is from Psalm 9, number 9. The enemy came to an end in everlasting ruins. Their cities, you rooted them out. You rooted them out, collective. And the very memory of them has perished. So, a couple things Spirit wanted me to talk about are some toys in the toy box, Satan's toy box. Weapons of warfare. We all know that he uses paranoia, right? Let's get him to be all paranoid. So when I moved into this place, the carbon monoxide detectors would like beep, you know? They were kind of annoying, they'd beep. So we tried to take the battery out, put it back. We tried to do a couple things. We had to basically unplug these things to sleep because they were broke. Now, if you know that your neighbors are there because your family is paying their rent, and you had to remove all your carbon monoxide detectors because you couldn't sleep, they were beeping so bad, you need to go to Walmart and get some new detectors. Because one of the ways in the summertime when you run your air conditioner and you keep your windows shut is through ventilation. So that's a warfare, spiritual warfare. Because I don't know the percentage to make somebody foggy brained or what have you from exposure to gases, but that's one of the ways they'll do it. They'll gas you right out of your house. And I remembered it because they did it to me the first time I ran out of a county. Because I had to abscond to a hotel, and I kept seeing the curtains on the hotel window like billow, and I was like, well, that's weird because the unit, air conditioning heater unit, was not on, and I kept seeing this billowing, and then I'd every now and then see like what looked like smoke come from this patio door thing, and I thought, well, it's locked, you know, how's this coming through? Yeah, I don't know if they were blowing second stream, could be meth smoke, it could have been heroin smoke, I don't know what it was, but I never forgot that because I knew I wasn't controlling that. So now when I'm thinking, why did I remove all my carbon monoxide detectors during this crucial point of war? That was not a wise move. So I'll have to go to Walmart tonight and at least get one that'll work in the front room for the safety of my kids, because I've been coming home and my kids have been sleeping all day. Now, they stay up pretty late at night because it's summertime, so, you know, but I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried. So, the second thing they'll use, so we already know they'll use paranoia, because, oh, look at that crazy lady thinking she's being gassed out of her house. And, you know, then they don't do the autopsy, and then they don't realize, well, my God, did you see the levels of, how'd she get this in her system? She must have been on drugs. No, they fucking have gassed me out of my house. Is illusion. And I love when you guys talk about this glamour spell and what have you, but, you know, I grew up, you know, we're all starstruck. There's probably somebody, either a musician or an actor, that you just really admired their work, right? They know that quality about me, that I'm easily awestruck, you know, like I'll really admire an author or really admire a musician. And then the dead start talking to you. And the dead are going to tell you who's in this club, okay? And I'm like, really? Because there's going to be people, collective, that are exposed that it's going to break your heart. Because you're like, really, that person that I really admired? Yeah. It is what it is. The dead person that told me this stuff is so kick-ass. But they were a chosen one, and they couldn't hack it. They went back to planet Starseed, wherever. But it was Kurt Cobain. He's telling me this stuff. He's like, yo. And I'm like, really? And then I thought of the lyrics of his songs in the 90s, you know, and heart-shaped box, forever indebted to your precious advice. It's a narcissist. The poor guy was probably haunted by a narcissist since he was born. And all of his lyrics were like, get me out of this narcissism. Like, I can't stand it. Like, rape me, my friend. That's all narcissism. Like, the person doing it to him. And we, in the 90s, probably recognized it. And we endured it. And now this is our time to fight it. It's like, no, I'm sorry, but what you're doing is completely wrong. But, yeah, he couldn't hack it. He was a Pisces, you know, tender soul. So yeah, so that's the second thing, is the starstruck thing. So, I don't know if they're trying to use some musician or actor to make me merge to their traffic and suddenly like forget that I'm most starstruck by spirit, because there's been no other movement in my soul than when spirit started speaking to me, and it was different. It was like, oh my God, this is real. These people are actually talking to me. So it kind of trumps anything on the 3D that I admire, because these people, I can call on them, I can try and channel them whenever. I mean, they'll be there, and they're so thrilled with this war right now, even though they know it's really hard for all of us, but they don't want us to give up. They want us to point out all these little things that may look crazy, but it's kind of important because there's things you don't maybe think about. Kurt was telling me, why do you think all the Masons are so good at chemistry and math? They had the best grades in college for chemistry, because they think they're Einstein. They think it's all with gases and chemistry, and it's just, I just, that's what it is. And that's why, you know, they can get you to look like you're on drugs, because they know how to get it in your food. They know how to do it in small amounts, and no one detects it. You can die from this stuff and no one detects it. Yo, sickos. I'm calling your trump card here, Satan. It's not cool. It's not cool. Okay. Now I got to worry about my kids and why they're sleeping all day and all night. That's a long time for them to sleep, you know. But we'll resolve it. We'll get those detectors back in the house. It's this toy box collective. And then all of a sudden, you're the new kid on the block with this new toy box, and people are starting to go to your house to play, and they don't like it. They're like, oh wow, well, what's this thing all about? What about my toy box? Well, you got dolls in there that are voodoo. You got the collective doll that you've completely tortured. People are starting to see how sick it is. Completely sick. We don't want to go hang out at your house if every day after school we got to torture this little collective doll. Poor little collective doll. She comes complete with her very own tarot cards. Just a couple things. Spirit gave me this image of you collective alongside the road with maybe a broken down car, and your tires were flat and you were out of gas and you had to stick out your thumb, you know, to hitch a ride. And kind of this image of like your ancestors saw, when they saw you in a position where you had nothing, and they recognized their DNA in you, like, oh my God, she has my ears, or oh my God, she has my eyes, or oh my God, look at the way her bone structure is. I mean, it broke their heart. So they pulled up alongside the road and they were like, get in the car. And your ancestors took you for a cruise. And when you came back, that car had full tank of super premium, tires weren't flat. And man, they gave you some gifts for that ride back home. And I'm just so grateful for that, with my little thumb sticking out. And you know, it was such a painful time. Like it was so painful. Of course, I can't smile with my thumb out. Like, you know, just, yo, I need help. But it took all the strength not to cry, you know? And that's how Satan gets you too. That's the third thing. He uses paranoia. He'll use illusion, being awestruck. Yeah, because some of these people are going to break your heart when you find out who they're a part of this. They really are. And then he'll use your emotions. You know, he loves to trigger you. And I was thinking, well, go ahead, trigger me. But if I am 47 and my initials are AK, I'm an AK-47 you're triggering, okay? Just FYI. So, and that's my spiritual weapon. My initials and my age. And you never know. That may be more true than you have considered. So, all right, let's read the cards. I really hope that there's somebody out there that you're hanging in there. It's just not an easy battle, because you know that they're experiencing karma right now. But you know they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up. Yesterday was kind of badass though. I was headed to work and I saw the ops headed to my home. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Because they knew I wouldn't be there. I lock all the doors, and my girls know the rules. And my son, who's 18, he's there for the majority of the time before I get home. But still, you know, how vulnerable is that to go to somebody's home when there's just two 10-year-olds and their iPads, you know? Is that smart? But that's reality if you're trying to make an income for those two 10-year-olds. So, I've taught them a lot of things. Like, you do not open the door. If they want to speak to you, speak through the window, okay? And call me. Just say, well, call mom. And I can be home within 5 minutes, okay? They don't like that. Look, they're trying to blow the camera down. Anyway, I was worried when I saw the car headed toward my place, but the ancestor said to me, resolved. That's all they said to me, is resolved. So I know that my spiritual protection is very strong. They love you, collective, and they're not gonna let this ship sink, okay? They're the Edmund Fitzgerald, you're not. I'm gonna have to let go if I get to shuffle cards. See, when I came out, there was no wind. Yeah. This Hierophant energy, a lot of you, this Emperor energy, a lot of you have picked up that this is a really male-dominant. You know what's worse than being a male-dominant energy is a female who always wanted to be a male, so the only way they could gain power was to act like one in the business world. So I have a feeling that this Emperor, this cruel narcissist, is actually a female. Yeah. Because they never got this, whatever they find. And that's walking in a perverted energy. You know, I mean, I get it. You have roles that people want to reverse. I get it, okay? Females all of a sudden want to be men, and men all of a sudden want to be females. I'm not saying either of it's wrong. None of it's, you do what you gotta do. But in a cruel energy, that's not right for anybody. You know, do it in a loving one. Like, oh yeah, I feel, you know, like I want to be a woman today, and you're actually a man. Well, do it in a loving, you know, don't do it in a cruel, like, I'm gonna rule the world energy. You know, that's that higher vibration. So again, Spirit's gonna examine the intention of that. Like, why is this person so dominant and want to be in this male energy? Because they were probably abused by a male at some point in their life. So this is their revenge. But they've really gone out of the way to hurt a family in doing so. Yeah. There was no wind when I came out here. Scout's honor. I probably have said too much. Because I don't know. I don't know who this group is. I don't know. It could be a bad 4-H group gone wild. 4-H group gone wild. It's just out sacrificing animals. Thought they'd pick on me. I don't know. I just think it's a lot bigger. And I think, collective, every light that you shine, they're going to start connecting. Maybe even our stories will connect, you know? Because I've picked up on a few other stories, and I'm like, you never know how this may all interconnect, which is kind of badass too. Because we don't know. With the internet, okay? So I had a customer come into the restaurant, and I said, can I use your name? Because what you've just said has really, like, made me think a little bit. He says, yeah, use my name. So his name is Don Hathaway. And he says to me, you know, my marriage certificate says state of Colorado. It does not say United States of America. And that really got me thinking, because I thought, he's right. So if we're following these contracts letter to the letter, dotting our I's, crossing our T's, and we got married, are we supposed to honor the contract how it's written, right? So who's to say that somebody cheated if they were in Oregon when they were married in Colorado, and that it only binds them to that state? I don't know, it just made me think a little bit, because of this damn internet, okay, which is incredible, but Satan has completely manipulated it to make it an evil weapon, is what he's done. So we got these people traveling, right, through the internet. They're crossing all kinds of state lines, okay? So who's to say they're breaking contract when the original contract was set in, like, Minnesota? See the wind? They do not want me to get this out. Fall behind. Well, I'm gonna read these cards, whether you like it or not. Alright. So this is what we got. Overindulgence. Middle of the reading, someone's been overindulging. Probably because they're completely, yeah, they're completely devastated. Yeah, because they had to walk away. Look at all these cards blowing. I have pissed somebody off. So there's an overindulgence going on. Probably through drinking, because the Nine of Cups. Because of a loss. They had to let go. You walked on, collective. You had to walk out of that trap. You were a slave. It didn't matter what you did. It was never good enough. Kind of bullshit. For God's sakes, walk in the line. And then to have you set up along the way, that was even more asinine. It's like, well, let's just watch her try. Let's just watch her try and make a good life. Or we just set all these little little traps for her. No, that's not funny. That's not funny. Because you know you would never do it to somebody else. Can roll it go? Here, I'm gonna use my cigarette box here. Hold this down. My Bible. My Bible and my cigarettes. I'm such a great Christian. He looks at your heart. He looks at your heart. He knows where you are in your journey. So if you haven't let everything go when he's asked you to, he's not going to forget that. He's going to keep working on you. But ultimately, unless you choose to drop it yourself, it's not going to last. So, you know, he's not going to iron fist it like a narcissist would, right? He wants it to be for you. Your choice. Okay, so in your subconscious, the subconscious of this reading is this Queen of Cups. And I'm going to have to qualify her because you guys walk in a lot of that energy. Left me far behind, left me far behind. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they stole from, this is okay, yeah. This particular Queen of Cups is actually in hermit mode right now because they committed a theft and now they got karma. They got the Ten of Swords. This particular Queen of Cups is in hermit mode because there was a theft committed and they're experiencing that. So in the front conscious of this reading is this gift. You are probably in the forefront of this person's mind is this gift. How can I stop this gift? Can I just gas them out of their home or make them look paranoid? It could happen, and it would if someone wasn't spiritual alert, you know, if they weren't going to go to Walmart tonight and buy a couple new units to plug in. So, yeah, because this is stuff when you go to law enforcement, they're like, yo, prove it. You know, we don't want to hear this. We don't want to hear this shit. We don't have time. They don't have time. So unless you have some kind of proof, you know, if you have some kind of kit that you can like test your air or water at home with this little kit, you know, like if you had a spa or something, or one of those hot tubs at home that tests like the, you know, and say, well, why is it like this? Then there might be suspicious enough, reason enough, what have you, to investigate. But you've got to be Sherlock Holmes. You know, Spirit gave you the hat, so you've got to walk it out. Why did my music stop? Oh yeah. Anyway, so So this person's very concerned about this gift. Is it gonna last? Is it real? Yeah, it's real. Just saying. And it's a lot better than some of these glamour spells, these people coming down that you would not believe it. You know, it's gonna break your heart, Collective, some of these people. Spider. Hey, and for those of you that have helicopters up and about, I know that we're states away from each other, but when I read your readings, I'm like, damn, they get helicopters too? Because there's been a lot around our area, quite a few. I think of them as angels in the sky, because I had one follow me to Maverick gas station at like 2 in the morning because I had to get gas, all the way there and all the way back. It seemed like the helicopter was right there, right along when I was on, you know what I mean? Like I was on the highway and I could look up and that it was just moving right with me. That made me feel good. I'm like, yo, look what I got. I got a toy, remote control. So I don't know. I wouldn't feel uneasy about that. I'd feel kind of like, okay, somebody cares. You know. So this person is trying to move out of this Nine of Swords toward this news that's going to come out. I'm assuming they're going to have a little bit of strength to face this news. They can't be in this energy when this comes out. They have to pretend like that this was all, I don't know, part of the plan. But, oh yes, this is perfectly normal behavior. I'm not sure what news it is or what's coming out, but I would assume they don't want to be in this energy because it's going to make them look more guilty. So if they can raise that mask vibration, so, oh, this is all normal, of course. We all do this to our family. I don't know. But they can't be in this vibration to walk toward this news. They got to get out of that. And this might be you too, Collective. Like, you know you can't be paranoid. You can't be under an illusion. But it's funny though, I was working today and at the restaurant, and person that I know is not spiritual at all kind of mentioned to me, don't you feel foggy today? Like, doesn't it feel kind of foggy to you? And we were like questioning air quality just around the restaurant because of smokes and fires and things. So, and the heat. So we're like, well, maybe it's kind of a combination of those things. You know, people going from air conditioning to hot weather back into air conditioning, you know, I mean, that's got to take a toll just on your head space. So, but yeah, and this, you know, I don't talk about this stuff with people, like, and she mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, it does feel like Neptune's kind of maybe getting a shift. When it all comes down, when it all comes down. Come back down from this cloud. That's just it. They don't want to come down from that cloud. They don't want to come down from that cloud, Collective. They have built this illusion. Come back down from this cloud. All this time. This is years building this. We'll just build this picture. We'll just puzzle piece this person to appear this way. It'll be easy when they appear to be dead. But they committed suicide. Of course they did. Look at the crummy life they had. Crummy life. I never gave up hope. I had God. But I just kept walking in these minefields and wondering, what am I doing? It wasn't me. So there is some stability coming with this news, which is good. I think you're happy and you're making stability happen best you can. But if this news means more of that, then that would be awesome, really, truly. Do I have to go to Walmart and buy more cameras and detectors? But they're little chemists. See? They think they're Einstein. Who's that famous chemist? Oh, there's a lot of them. But, you know, they're in there mixing their little potions and stuff. I don't like that. Because this is how people see you, Collective, as collaborating. They see us collaborating. Because you've shown the light on so many things. And this is, if you're going to take down me, you're going to have to take down a lot of the other readings in the Collective. This is a collaboration. That's what I feel. So this person's a little Nine of Swords. You know what I mean? Because this is not just one person voicing that this is going on. This is many people having this experience or have had it and are telling people, look, this is how I fought it, or this is how I walked out of it. So I like that there is in the environment people noticing, oh, there's a lot of people talking about that. Hopes and wishes is that this news has some kind of love and stability. You know, you need that love and stability. But see, this was the end card, was this Lover's card. And I kind of mentioned this in, I think, the last reading, that, you know, Spirit's worked enough with you to make you choose you first, because you're the investment. I feel like codependency every time I get that card, and it's so crucial that you demonstrate that I'm able to do these steps on my own, to be safe, be proactive, do these steps to protect my family, and be stable about it. I'm not gonna fly around the neighborhood, oh my God, what do I do? No, I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna go check them out and see how much they are and pick one up, because carbon monoxide detector, it could be, you know? I don't know, collective, but really care about the air quality of your home right now, especially with your air conditioners and fans running. And I love you all so much. Have an awesome night.